Okay, now that we've loaded into the match, I can go over a couple more. I already got a crow. At least we've spawned at the hatch. And now I want to show you. Usually there's a gen in here. Usually where you spawn near a gen. Like if I spawned over here. Let me get there. Da 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 da. Is this stupid? Okay, so let's pretend I spawned in. I spawned in, yay. I'm with another teammate. And they instantly jump on the gen. Now, what I like to do is not do the gen I spawn at. Because look where it is. It's in the corner of the map. There are 7 gens. Obviously, I'm in a custom. So there's only 2, because I'm the only survivor here. So what's actually better is going through the map and looking for a gen that's more in the middle of the map. You know, like that gen over there. Not saying that you can't work on that. You can. Just what you want to do is do the gens that for the final gen. If you do gens in the middle, that way you have you'll have a gen there, maybe a gen all the way in that corner, and maybe a gen all the way over there. And now all the last 3 gens are so far apart. It's very hard for you to lose as survivor as long as you guys are on gens. There's a Myers right there. He kind of scared me there. But yeah, you should prioritize the middle gens in the start of the match. Even I always say don't group up as survivor, but grouping up on the middle gens can be a good idea. And when you're just as you're playing, always pay attention to what gens your teammates are doing. So if a gen popped right over there, should I do the gen right next to it over here? No, because that will lead to what you call a 3 gen, where all the gens will be on one side of the map, making it so this killer here can patrol them very, very quickly. And that's not something we want. So it's always best to do the middle gens first, and always pay attention to what gens get done, and do the gens what you see. And now well, there's a totem here. So let's talk about totems. Should you be cleansing every single totem? You can. It's you'll be using 14 seconds after every totem you do, and the time it takes, it's usually not worth trying to find all the totems. But if you wanna, the totems you should prioritize. You see, this is an exit gate right here. So if there was a totem, there's a totem spawn right here next to this locker. A totem can spawn here. It did not. But this is a totem you'd want to get rid of before the end of the game. Because in the chance the killer has no ed, and he downs a survivor that's trying to open this gate, let's say, he downs him, and he hooks him on this hook. Now the survivor's on the hook. His no ed's right here. I don't see a way of saving this person. Unless the killer's not around. Otherwise, it's just going to be at best a trade. Because you can't cleanse his NOED because it's right here. So it's always best to cleanse totems at exit gates. Now, let's find the other exit gate. Okay. It's not over there. Not over there. It must be over here. I'm sorry. I'm a little lost. Or maybe it's not over here. Is there only one exit gate? There might only be one exit gate since I'm the only survivor. I don't know. Like, seriously, one exit gate? Okay. Well, let's talk about something. So, I told you about the totems. You want to cleanse the totems that are near exit gates. Those are important. Otherwise, I would ignore them unless it's lit. And you know the saying, if it glows, it goes. Oh, there's the other exit gate over there. So, hello, Myers. I'm just gonna walk by you for a little bit. There's a totem up here. Like, yeah, this is technically not next to an exit gate, but you know, there's no harm in cleansing it. So let's go on to the next tip. when you're doing anything, if you're on a gen, when you're on a gen, you always want to mind your surroundings. Like, obviously, I see the killer. I wouldn't be doing this gen right in his face. But I have windows, so even without windows, you can see pallets, windows. So let's say if the killer's coming from here, my escape route is going to have to be that pallet, that house, or I can run over to this crane here, and it's a pallet here. So if the killer's coming from this way, I'd probably end up going to this pallet over here. You know, that way I have a route. Yeah, I'm sorry, my words are getting tongue-tied, and I'm not redoing this. So, okay, so the killer's coming from there. I'm gonna come here because I saw this while I was working on my escape one. Working on a gen, you always want to have a route to go to, depending on whatever direction the killer's coming. So now there's also a gen spawn. Let's go over here, and I'll see what Mike's escape plan. You always want to mind your surroundings. Always analyze what the killer's doing, what your teammates are doing. See, this gen's easy. The killer's coming from here. I have a jungle gym right here. Obviously, I'm gonna go here, the jungle gym. But the killer's coming from there, and it's like, oh crap! I didn't see him. I wasn't paying attention. Now I'm gonna have to run this way and get to this pallet. I'll have enough time to get to this pallet. This pallet's not really that strong. It's much stronger when it's pulled down. Because without it being pulled down, the killer can easily mind game you. Right? But if you put it down, now it's like, oh, he's coming. But he can still mind game you. It's like, oh, he's coming. Panic vault. And then you get hit. You don't want that. Well, you always want to get the stun. So if you can't get the stun, you know, and you're scared of the killer mind gaming, you know, just drop the pallet early. It's not a big deal. It's not a strong pallet. There's no reason to conserve it. Also, another thing you can do if the killer's coming, the killer starts mind gaming. He's a very mind game intensive. You could sometimes just go around him when he's, you know, backpedaling. Or even better, he shows his light. He's freaking moonwalking. You can go over here, what I would call some unique pathing. So I guess we'll get into looping now that I've already started it. This jungle gym is my favorite one. Long wall. I call it the long wall jungle gym because it's got the window right over here. And this jungle gym is amazing. There's so many different ways you can run it. Right? So let's say you vaulted the window. Killer's coming. He vaults the window. So you can go here, take the window again, if you'd like. That's one play you can do. What I like to do, actually, is come over here and wait. Wait right here, pretty much. Out of line of sight, he can't see you, but he sees your scratch marks coming this way. Now, if the killer's good, he's not going to follow the scratch marks. He's going to come this way. So, but if he follows your scratch marks, now you have the opportunity to go to this pallet, which you shouldn't do. He's coming this way. I go right back through the window. Now I vault through the window again. Now I'll probably do this one for the third one. That way you don't always want to do the same play multiple times, because then the killer will be able to read you. And this pallet, I would never drop this pallet probably. I would greet it. Especially a jungle gym pallet. If I'm healthy, I'm just going to take a hit and GTFO. Get the hell out of there. If I'm injured, then yes, I'll drop the pallet. But these jungle gym pallets and shack pallet are pallets you want to conserve. You don't want to use these unless you have to. You know, like if you're already injured and you're here and you know you're not going to be able to make the window, you're going to have to drop the pallet. That way you don't go down. You know, that's okay. But you should always try to utilize the windows and extend the chase for as long as you possibly can. That way, giving your teammates time to do the gens while you're wasting the killer's time. That's all you do as survivors, waste the killer's time as much as possible. And when you're looping, you always want to look behind you and chase, right? Well, I didn't loop that correctly. I was taking it so wide. So you also want to hug loops as tight as possible. I got stuck there, but the tighter you run these loops, the more loops you can make. You know, wasting the killer's time more. You always want. Let's see if I can find an L&T wall. Is there an L&T wall in this map? That way I can. You want to look behind you and chase. You also want to be patient. You know, you want to see what the killer's doing. Like here, L&T wall. Being patient is okay. I came here. I usually fake this way to try to get the killer to come this way, because you always want to run the L&T wall clockwise, like this. That way you get the fast fall. And you go around, and you get the fast fall again. So, I can keep an eye on the killer to the window. So be patient. You can stay here. He can double back. If you're not watching the killer, you're not going to know he doubles back. And then you're going to go, oh, I'm hit. I'm dead. And you die. You don't want to die. So, always be patient. Keep your eye on the killer. Same thing with Shaq. So Shaq, you know, always the way to freaking run it is usually do this and right through the window. And keep your eye on the killer. Is he coming back around? Is he coming to the window? Is he going around there? You know. So you always want to keep an eye on the killer. Be patient. You can waiting at corners is very good. That way you can see which way the killer goes and you can react. Because whatever the killer does, you have to react. That's how you loop. Is reacting to what the killer does. Okay? And now what I see a lot of survivors do, which you shouldn't do, is just sitting at a pallet waiting for the killer to come. Pretty much camping pallets. Now why is camping pallets a bad thing? What's wrong with camping pallets? Well, one, you're giving the killer the pallet right away. Also, the killer can easily pretend to go one way, moonwalk, and hit you through the pallet as you're dropping it. And now, you're injured, you drop the pallet, and you pretty much got nothing out of it, except wasting a pallet and giving him a health state. Which is also another thing. Say I got hit, and now I dropped the pallet. I got hit, dropped the pallet. Why is that a bad thing? One, again, just like camping pallets, I wasted the pallet, and now, I also wasted the speed boost you get from when getting injured. When you get hit, you get sprint burst for 2 seconds. You move at 150% movement speed for 2 seconds. If I drop the pallet while getting hit, now how much time did that was that like 1 second for me to drop the pallet? That's 1 second of sprint burst I lost because I decided to drop the pallet. I wasted the pallet. If you're gonna get hit, and you know you're gonna get hit, just don't drop the pallet. Just take the hit and sprint away. That way, you don't waste the pallet and everything. You know, also just, like I said, it's also not too bad to just not, you know, continue looping around and taking the, yeah, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that as I can't talk. And this is going horribly for me. But, okay, so where was I? Oh, yeah. So, it's not unheard of to when looping around a pallet and you're healthy. Okay, this is only if you're healthy. Just keep looping. You take the hit. Just take the hit. Give him the hit. Run away to a different pallet. And now since you're injured, you don't greed as much. You know, can I make another loop? I don't know if I can make another loop. If you don't know if you can make another loop, just use the pallet. You know, be safe. Don't go down. I wouldn't drop the pallet due to I have Dead Hard, which can extend the loop for me. That's why I love Dead Hard so much. So, don't camp pallets. Just loop them. That way you waste more of the killer's time. There's no pallet here, but you know, you just loop it as I get stuck on everything because I'm a banana. And then you drop it when the killer gets close, hopefully getting the stun. Alright, so we talked about what totems to cleanse. We talked about what gens to prioritize. We talked about looping, hugging loops, being patient around loops, keeping your eye on the killer, looking behind you in chase. You know, minding your surroundings, if you're on a totem, always look around, because you never know. If you don't know who the killer is yet, it could be a Wraith, it could be a Ghostface, the Myers sneaking up on you, or he could just have a perk that makes him undetectable. You know, maybe he hit the Obsession and now he has Dark Devotion, and all these things. So you always want to keep your eye out for where the killer is, or where your teammates go. Not just the killer, you want to keep your eye on your teammates, because if you get injured and you don't have a way of healing yourself, you need to be healed, If you keep track of the survivors to the best of your ability, you can't always keep track of them 24/7, but you can always keep track in areas of where they are. If you're mining your surroundings, you can see crows fly up, and that means either the killer or survivor just alerted that crow, meaning they're in that area, so you know where to go. Like I just alerted that crow over there, and he's gone now. I thought he was my friend, but nope, he was not. You know, but okay, so back to this jungle gym, which I also forgot to mention. Say that this hatch is so loud. Say the killer is close. You know, you're not going to be able to take this window without taking a hit. What you can also do is go around here, and you know, if he doesn't moonwalk by and he follows you. You probably still won't be able to get the vault since he's so close, but you're able to get one loop out of here and then drop the pallet. It'll extend the chase for an extra second or two, which can make the difference between everything. You know, so we also talked about utilizing windows as much as you possibly can. Hello, Myers. How are you? Yes? Okay. Goodbye, Myers. So, I think that's pretty much everything I could talk about in this match. We're going to move on to other tips that I will just talk about, not in gameplay, since I know all of you love to hear me talk. Okay.